Hi, Jodi Hardesty with Empowered Heart Connections. Many couples struggle with one person in the relationship feeling like they're unhappy or they're not fulfilled, and they're just baffled why their partner doesn't get it and why their partner's not changing to accommodate their needs. And I find that a lot of times there are reasons why partners are in the dark about why the other partner is unhappy or that the partner is unhappy to begin with. So we're going to talk about some of those reasons and also some strategies on how to help enlighten your partner to let them in on how you are feeling. So one reason why they may not know that you are struggling is you haven't said it clearly. I find this is often the most common reason is that maybe you're hinting at it or implying or expressing frustration indirectly or maybe being passive aggressive or sarcastic, and your partner's just not picking up what you're laying down, and it's really unclear and maybe vague what you're saying. And many people, especially those who aren't, necessarily as emotionally attuned, need direct, clear communication. And I find that those dropping hints and things is really a ineffective way to communicate, and it makes it really challenging for your partner to understand what's happening with you. And maybe they sense you're unhappy, but they just don't have a clue about why or what to do about that. Another reason is that you've been hiding it really well. That maybe you're just kind of going through the motions and you're smiling and doing day-to-day activities that you have always done. And so it looks on the outside like everything's fine. So your partner really may not have any clue that there's anything going on emotionally inside. If you're one of those kind of people that really are good at kind of just going through the motions and keeping things going functionally, even if you're not really feeling all that well. And you may be one of those people that kind of internalize emotions and might just assume that your partner might just assume that you're stressed or just a little off for some reason, but may not actually be seeing that there is something more significant going on. Your partner may also assume that no conflict or no communication equals satisfaction. So if you're not openly sharing discontent and you're not saying things directly or not consistently saying things directly, or even if you are saying things, but it's infrequent or it's something that maybe your partner attributes to just dissatisfaction in all relationships, they may not really get that there is a deeper level of dissatisfaction and not just kind of complaining about something that's benign. Your partner may also not know what to look for. So some people weren't taught how to read emotional cues, or they avoid the discomfort conversation. So when you are uncomfortable, they might kind of shut down or withdraw and avoid conflict altogether. So they may be also contributing to the avoidance of conflict and addressing these topics, which will make it obviously more complicated to really have in-depth conversations about that. Or they may just be simply unaware of your emotional shifts, that they may attribute that your emotional shifts are just, something that you're doing and has nothing to do with the relationship or that dynamic, right? Because it is really hard to know why our partners are unhappy sometimes, especially if they aren't communicating openly with us. Your partner may also be focused just elsewhere, right? Maybe they're working full time, or maybe the kids are keeping them busy and focused, or maybe they have their own personal challenges that are making them maybe less emotionally present or observant. So something could just be going on with them. They could just be distracted in their own world and may need to have a little bit of clue that they're needing to redirect some of that focus on you. Your partner may also just think that things are good enough, that the relationship seems stable to your partner, and they may not realize that stable isn't the same thing as emotionally fulfilling. So kind of sometimes just the status quo people assume is the norm, and that if they're comfortably uncomfortable with it, so are you, and so they just keep going through the motions and time just keeps on ticking and nobody really addresses anything. You may also be functioning like a team, so you're getting things done successfully. You're maybe co-parenting or housekeeping or bringing in income, but you're not in a loving, intimate relationship. You're not really partners in that intimate way. So if the relationship becomes all about logistics, kids, bills, housework, Your partner may seem that this is all teamwork, so it's a good thing, even if you are both maybe feeling a little bit emotionally disconnected, that sometimes people just accept that this is their reality, that this is just, I guess this is what relationships are, is eventually you just become kind of roommates and you're working through the logistics. So sometimes it's just kind of settling for the basically status quo instead of really looking for, maybe what's missing. The other aspect is sometimes both partners avoid conflict. So your partner may feel that there's something off, but they may avoid asking about it because they don't want to get you upset. And I find this happens in all kinds of relationships, is that people end up having conflict because they're avoiding conflict. So it's ironic that, I don't want to bring that up because I don't want to make my partner mad, or I don't want to cause a conflict or a fight or make them unhappy. But usually things come out sideways if we don't talk about them directly. So trying to avoid conflict really doesn't actually do what it feels like it's going to do. It promotes conflict, it promotes disconnect, and really can create more of a problem than there needs to be. So again, I know it's hard to break this habit. Many couples struggle with this, but if you are feeling distracted or tense or upset, or your partner's doing something that's bothering you, the only way out is through. You gotta do the digging. You gotta engage in that conversation. And it doesn't have to be a conflict. It can be a discussion. So some ways you can address these topics are by, first of all, naming it really clearly. Is you don't have to be passive aggressive. You don't have to be sarcastic. You just need to be direct and say what you want. Hey, I need something. I need to talk about what I've been feeling about our relationship, and it's important to me that we talk about it. Can we discuss kind of what's missing and what maybe we can improve on, right? So just clearly, not inflammatory, right? The difference between, again, having a clear, concise conversation versus you just don't give me what I need, or you don't give me what I want, or you, right? To take the accusation out of it and just really talk about it from our relationship seems to need some work, like making it about the relationship and about you having the ability to tackle the relationship as if the relationship is maybe the problem and needs work, rather than your partner being problematic and needing work. So you can focus on it as a team rather than a division from each other. Also share what you need and not just what's missing. So this is another aspect that people tend to forget when they are discussing with their partners is, obviously I need something, I need more of a connection. Okay, well, what does that look like, right? What does that, what's missing that needs to be replaced? So does that mean you're not having enough intimacy? Does that mean you're not having enough sharing of emotional content? Does that mean that you are longing to have more activities that you do together that you enjoy, that are just about you two? So really being specific and clear about not only that I'm missing something in this relationship, but what it looks like if you had to repair the relationship. What would be different if you felt like you were feeling more connected, more loved, more united? Also, don't assume your partner's a mind reader. None of us are mind readers. Okay, well, maybe a few of us are, lucky ones. But many people cannot just guess what's going on. They're not going to know what you need just by magic. They really need instructions. So again, really being clear that I am feeling like a little sad about our relationship, or I am really struggling and I really would like to do some things differently in our relationship. I would like some help with maybe making some more time for intimacy in our relationship. So however you are addressing it, make sure you're saying it clearly and directly, because again, nobody's going to be able to guess exactly what you need. Even if they're very intuitive and can get that you're upset or something's off, they still need to know those specific details about what you're looking for, what you need, what's missing, and how to fix it, and what that looks like. Also having a place that you can have that's safe and calm for conversations. So choosing those calm moments, not right before or after a conflict or whenever you both are feeling really stressed, not right after your partner comes home from work. Give them a little bit of time to unwind, but making sure that you have a comfortable time where you can address, and sometimes you can even plan this. is, hey, you know what? I just want to touch base with you, but I want to make sure we have time where there's no distraction. Is tomorrow night at 6, whenever we have our dinner date, does that work for you? To plan those times to have calm, comfortable conversations, so it doesn't have to be kind of feeling like you're walking on eggshells in the middle of transporting kids to school or when you're getting ready for work. That it's a calm and comfortable place to be able to have conversation. And inviting this as a collaboration is again, not as an accusatory that you need to do this better or you're wrong and I'm right, but how can we improve this together? What do we need? And what are you looking for? What would you like more of in a relationship as opposed to just, I'm unhappy, you need to fix it. That obviously doesn't work very well, but whenever you're in a relationship, collaborating together and really connecting in a deep and meaningful way where you can both find that your relationship can be more fulfilling. And to keep in mind that relationships don't have to be comfortably uncomfortable. You don't have to settle for just that you can improve, especially if both of you are willing to grow and learn. That's what makes a relationship great, is you can really get more in depth and you can connect in a deeper, more intimate way so that you can have a more fulfilling relationship. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and maybe even share with your friends if you find this helpful. Thank you so much.